Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Korash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And the sincere salutation to all the heart, pushing this truth and believing this truth for the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shed light to the whole elect. Shalom to the Agwath who are listening and learning. You few sisters who are listening and learning. Coming at you with a lesson, true facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification, Lord willing. This be edifying. So I titled this lesson, how can we as black people stop them from rewriting our black history? Now this is a quote from some slow-bellied niggas at the plantation listening to the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. And everybody's in an uproar, which I did a lesson on this the other day. The article that came out when it said blacks, it said some blacks benefited from slavery, right? It taught them some things, some productive things, right? This is what the so-called white man say, that slavery, that some people benefited from slavery, right? Esau Edom said that there was no civilization among you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. But in all truth, we had to teach them how to bathe, how to eat properly, using utensils. Everything that had to do with life, it came first and foremost through Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. But it came through Israelites, man. It tell you that in Jeremiah 51 and 19, that Jacob is the former of all things. But they said, that we were savages, right? They said the Native American Indians, Gad and Reuben, savages. As a whole, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, we was not civilized. The so-called white man say civilization started with the Greeks, which is a lie. We know that's a lie. Because before the so-called white man was in rulership, you had other heathen nations that was ruling the earth, man. But everything came through so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. We are the form of all things. They say again, Jeremiah 51 and 19, that Jacob is the form of all things. But they say that we just three-fifths of a man. We savages. So listen to the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. These slow-bellied niggas talking about how can we as black people stop them, the them is the so-called white man, from rewriting our black history. That's not our history. And the word black, which I was going to pull up. Let me get this word black real quick. Let me see if I can go to I'm gonna go and see what it says on Google for the word black. Because when you go to the dictionary, the old dictionary, it tells you the word black is wicked, evil, void of light. Now here's the word black from Google. It's a okay, so they ain't giving you that the original It's a black color or pigment, a member of a human group having dark colored skin, especially one of the sub-Saharan African ancestry. And sub-Sahara, that was a slave trade too as well. It's called the sub-Saharan slave trade. So they say of the very darkness color to the absence of or complete absorption of light, the opposite of white. Now, this is not the definition. Let me go to, let's see what etymologists say. Because when you look up the word black in the dictionary, which I'm going to pull up, let me see what etymology online say. Because we talking about the basis of men, but you got them on the Rico Survival Morning Show talking about how can we as black people stop them from rewriting our history. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked, man. Let's see what etymologists say for the word black. When you look at the word black, it means wicked, evil, void of light. So they ain't giving it to you. Even etymology ain't even giving it to you. Let's see here. Hold on, bear with me. Now they just say black, dark. They ain't giving it to you. So in the dictionary, I'm just reading this. Hold on, bear with me. Let's go to let's look up Webster Dictionary and see what they say. Before I get into this. I ain't trying to make this too long. Here we go. So it's a this is what we're looking for. Webster Dictionary, 1828. It's a the color of night, destitute of light, dark. Okay. See? It's a sully, having a cloudy look or countenance. It's a atrociously wicked, horrible as a black deed or crime. We got mournful, calamitous, black. It's a dark color of a bruise in the flesh. Okay, so they got a Negro person whose skin is black. A black. It's a so right here it say, wow. They say atrociously wicked, horrible. Wow. When you go to the word black in dictionary, black definition. Let's see. It's a color, very dark. Okay. It usually say but you gotta go to the old dictionaries. It say wicked, evil, dark of wicked, evil, void of light. But right here, this is a new one for me because it say of the color of night, destitute of light, dark. They say a it's a atrociously wicked, horrible as a black deed or crime. Wow. Calamitous. But these bastards is something else. Let's look at the word atrociously. Let's look this up. Hold on. Let's look this up. Web search. Let's play this. It's a atrociously, ever, very bad, very badly, in a way that is very bad or unpleasant. So let's look this up. Because this is one of the words they use for the word black. Let's play it.
Atrociously.
Atrociously. Wow. Ain't that some? Atrociously wicked. It's in a very cruel, violent, and shocking way. So this is one of the words in the new Webster dictionary for the word black. Again, it's a atrociously wicked, horrible. Just for the word black. Okay? Wicked, evil, dark of light, void of light, right? Now, let's get the word white. Because in 1681, as a social construct, they created the word white. Now, this is the word for white. This is the regular dictionary, Oxford language. It's a of the color of milk or fresh snow due to the reflection of most wavelength of visible light. It's a belonging to or denoting a human group having light colored skin, chiefly used of peoples of European extraction. They got similar words. Caucasian, European. That's the similar words. Okay, you can say other similar words say colorless, unpigmented, undyed, bleached, naturally, snowy, milky, chalky, snow white, milk white, transparent, pale, clear, ivory, gray. It's a transparent, pale, because they have no pigment, no melanin. It's a unpigmented. But the word white, when you look it up, let's go to the Webster, see what white say. White in the Webster. Let's see what it say. It say having the color of purity, pure, clean. See? Clean. So white, but you gotta get the old dictionaries. The word white mean to be pure. Okay? Clean. But dark, black mean void of light, atrociously wicked. The word black. So they tied black to so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, and West Indians and Haitians, man, because they controls the media. They controls what goes out and what come in, man. But they said the word white, when you look it up, it means pure, righteous, right? Black mean void of light. White mean that was a gunshot. And that was a gunshot. But anyway, Lord willing, as long as they don't come through the walls and get me, Lord. Anyway, especially when I'm doing this lesson, maybe after the lesson. Let me finish this lesson first, Lord. It's a white. It's a pure snow, purity, pure clean. But black is void of light, dark, evil, wicked, atrociously wicked. Being in color pure snow, snowy, not dark as white paper, a white skin. They ain't white. They red. They lack pigment and melanin, so the blood show forth through their skin. They ain't white, but they came up with this white and black as a social construct in 1681. Having the color of purity, pure, clean, free from spots. No, you got leprosy. You a clean leper, you Edomites. As white robed innocence. See? Innocence. But black mean you evil, wicked, void of light, dark. It's in a scriptural sense, purified from sin, which is true. Pure, unblemished. So listen to this article this morning. I want to make that point. Listen to this Ricky Smiley Morning Show. They're talking about how can we, as black people, stop them from rewriting our history. You can't. You can't. Job 9:24 reads, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So as Elder Yashua made the point about the so-called white man, he did not only cover the faces of the 12 tribes of Israel, the Most High Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai, he covered up judgment, the law, statute, and commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? Isaiah 10:1. Woe to him that decree, woe to him that decree unrighteous decrees, the so-called white man. Psalm 94 and 20. He framed mischief by a law, right? He covered up the faces of judgment, man. Judges and judgment. That's why I said in Isaiah 25:7, Yahweh Shai will destroy on this mountain the face of the covered cast of all people. Now, let me show you who came up with African American studies. Let me open this camera up. I need to go to this. So, these two guys are known as the fathers of African American studies. Let me show you one and I'm going to show you the other. Now, this guy here name is Melville J. Let's see here. Herskovitz. Melville J. Herskovitz. Now, he started, I was reading an article in 1948. Matter of fact, let me pull this up. Edomites, man, came up with African American studies. Let me pull this up. I had to pin this to the phone so I can have this article. This is the first Edomite. For these niggas talking about how can we as black people stop them from rewriting our history? You slow-bellied niggas. Let's get this. This is Ricky Smiley. All you jakes that done sold out. So it's called Herskovitz at the heart of the black, at the heart of blackness. It's a culturally relativism might be easily in theory than in practice. Take the case of Melvin Herskovitz, a Jewish American anthropologist of Slovak extraction who broke new ground in the definition and analysis Slovakia. Yeah, analysis. I'm gonna get this word twisted. How's it pronounced? Hold on, bear with me. I always get the word twisted up. Let's get this. Hold on, bear with me. Bear with me here. Analysis, right. So it's a, again, Salakia. It's a Melvin Herskovitz, a Jewish American anthropologist of Slavic extraction who broke new grounds in the definition and analysis of African American culture. In the film, Herskovitz at the heart of the blackness, intellectuals and historians discuss the vast impact and heated debate Herskovitz continues to inspire around our modern perception of cultural identity. Herskovitz was the first prominent white intellectual to declare that black culture in America was not pathological, but rather inherently African. What? According to who? And that it had to be viewed within that context. And positioning this, he established himself among the anthropological vanguard in applying the principles of cultural relativism to to ethnic Slovakia, to ethnic cultures within the United States. He traced regional traditions in art, music, dance, and other expressions to a kind of persistence cultural memory in the modern day Black Americans. It's a art, music, dance, most of whom are generation, most of whom generations removed from Africa. His 1928 book, The American Negro, and the seminal 1941 tome, The Myth of the Negro Past, fundamentally challenged widely held assumptions about Black people in America. In 1948, he founded the first interdisciplinary program at Northwestern University in African Studies and later formed the African Studies Association. So, your so called black, which is evil, wicked, void of light, atrociously wicked, is from the so called white man. So, for these slow bellied niggas talk about how can we as black people stop them from rewriting our history. You can't. And it's a lot in this article, man. So in 1940, what it said, in 1941, I'm sorry, his 1928, the book American Negro. Now, let me show you the other Edomite. These niggas talk about how can we, as black people, stop them from rewriting our history. Man, Jake is through, man. And the Lord got to kill these niggas, man. Now, here's the other Edomite. Here's the other Edomite right here. It's a Herbert. I can't even pronounce his last name. They ain't gonna try to. So-called Jews, man. Herbert, American historian, who wrote and lectured intensively on Black history and on his Marduk's political views, died at 87. It's a Herbert was an American Marxist historian, political activist who wrote more than 50 books, most fields of African American history and general U.S. Was that history? Let's see. Hold on. Let me move this over. In U.S. history, most nobly, American Negro slave revolts, a classic in the field. See, Edomites wrote your history, you slow-bellied niggas. So these, and they are known as the fathers of African American studies. Okay? Let's go back. I just got a couple precepts. Because I'm listening to these dumbass niggas, man. Listen to these dumbass niggas, man. Talk about how can we, as black people, stop them from rewriting our history. What are you talking about? We don't have no history according to African American studies. Let's get this. Galatians. This is Galatians 4 and 26. We ain't from Africa. And Israel is not in Africa, you dumb niggas. Israel is not in Africa, man. It's on the continent of Asia, you dumb niggas. Galatians 4 and 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. We, let's get this. had to flee into different parts of Africa and other parts of the world, fleeing from the Romans. Fleeing from the Romans, man. This is Luke 24. And the Messiah mentioned this, man, about us going to have to flee from our land. So, lucky, let's get this numbers I'm going to say 21. So let's go to Luke. I mean, not numbers, Luke. So, lucky. This is Luke 21. This is Luke 21 and 20. It reads, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written well in the book of Daniel may be fulfilled. About the desolation that make it desolate. It say, but woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon its people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. The point is, the Lord said, then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains. What mountains? Different parts of Africa, Asia. Okay? Asia Minor, man. Paul went to Sicily. He went to Rome. He went to Ephesus. Where was those places at? We fled to these places, man. Egypt. There's Alexander, Egypt, man. Jake fled to different places. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. So we don't come from Africa. We had to run into those parts of Africa, fleeing from the Romans in 70 AD. That's what this precept is talking about, Luke 21 and 20. And we shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains. We had to flee from Jerusalem into all parts of the world, man. We're not Africans. We didn't come from Africa, man. We wasn't born in Africa. We got put on ships in Africa, but we're not Africans. Your African American studies came from the so-called white man. So when you make a dumb statement like, how can we as black people stop them from rewriting our history? It's not your history. It's what the so-called white man brainwashed you to think. It's plain. And I was just meditating like, man, Jake is through out here, man. They don't have no understanding about our history, man. Our forefather Jacob, let's get this. In Genesis 32, start at 24. Here's some points I want to make, man. This is Genesis 32 and 24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, toward the angel, he touched the hollow of his thigh. So he hollowed the thigh of Jacob. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, as he wrestled with him. Showing the power of Israel, man, of Jake, man. And he said, let me go. The angel saying this, for the day breaketh. And he said, Jacob said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? You can't but ask a person their name holding on you like that. An angel? And the point I make all the time, here it is, right here. You want to listen to or hear a real wrestling match, a real fight. Here is a spiritual realm angel wrestling a earthly flesh angel, man. The Hebrew Israelite men are angels in these bodies, man. So this is a wrestling match, okay? A wrestling match, a UFC battle between a earthly angel and a heavenly angel, man. A spiritual realm angel wrestling a earthly angel. And he said unto him, what is thy name? Man, what is your name, man? Let me go. And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, which is Yasha'Allah in the Hebrew, for as a prince has thy power with God and with men and has prevailed. So from this day forward, our forefather Jacob name was changed to Israel. In the Hebrew, Yasha'Allah. He prince power. He's a prince with power, man. Sons of God mean prince with power. A prince of power, man. Yasha'Allah. Yah's he, Shah's prince. Allah mean power. He prince power. In Jeremiah, that's what we tell these people all the time. Israel is not the land. It's a man whose name was Jacob and it was changed to Israel. So Israel is not the land before it's the man. It's a man, and he had 12 sons, and the land became Israel after we went into that land. The land was called Canaan at first. This is Jeremiah 51:19. The portion of Jacob is not like them. Who is the them? Every other heathen nation. Every other nation outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, they are just known as them. They ain't important. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things. And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. And this is through the Spirit. This is, I have no precepts, and I always get my precepts written down. It's just me listening to these dumb niggas on this morning show, and I'm just going through the Spirit. What I did write down was the names of these fathers of the African American studies. So for a nigga to talk about how can we as black people stop them from rewriting our history, you can't. Micah 2:10 say this is not our rest. This is Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. What it just said in Jeremiah 51:11. Jacob is the form of all things. Let's read it again. Jeremiah 51:19. The portion of Jacob is not like them. Who is the them? The dogs, the heathen nations. They are nothing. Isaiah 40, verse 15 to 17. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he, who? Jacob, is the form of all things. And Israel, Yasha'Allah, he prince God, he prince power, is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name. Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know that the Lord Yahweh do put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. That's why I say in addition to Esther 10:10, right? When the Lord, it said he created two lots, one for the people of God, another for all the Gentiles. So here it is, these dumb niggas in 2023 talk about how can we stop the white man from rewriting our history. You can't. This is the movie that the Lord set up for the so-called white man. This is his time to reign, and they are running out of time. This show you how, let me get this. Jeremiah, it just came to me just now. Jeremiah 2:33, man. You slow brother niggas is trimming your way to see love from the so-called white man. And he don't care nothing about you, man. He told you that you were Africans. These Edomites, the so-called white man, came up with African American studies, man, and told you that you were from Africa, and you believed it. You got niggas today talking about Pan-Africanism, going back to Egypt. Nigga, we ain't from Egypt. We from Jerusalem. Jeremiah 2 and 33. But what happened? This is Jeremiah 2 and 32. Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet my people, who Israel, have forgotten me days without number. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? From who? The so-called white man. Therefore has thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. You're teaching your kids the same thing that Big Mama and them taught you. Guess what? The Lord said he transformed the hopeful elect mind, the remnant, to be converted from this madness, man. And another thing I want to make mention of, just listen to the morning show. So now you got Jake in the jail down here in Orlando. Let me tell you what these niggas doing. And that's why that's why I tell you in Jeremiah 5 and 26, the Lord say his people have surpassed the deeds of the wicked, man. These niggas in jail and prison, they got niggas flying drones in to bring drugs, man. These niggas got drones flying over the wreck yard dropping dope down, man. That's how crafty Jake is. This was in the news this morning, man. Jake got other Jakes out there flying drones, dropping off drugs on the wreck yard, man. You can't make this up, man. And the brother you won, the brother that used to be with Adam Nabzatbar, he's in Dallas now. He was doing a lesson earlier. It say Putin bans GMO foods. Putin banned GMOs, man, in Russia, man. He banned GMO foods to be sold in Russia, man. So it's like anybody get caught selling GMOs, that's treason. Man, that's why the Lord set him up to be the guard, man. That's why the Lord set up Gog and Magog to be the guard for the rest of these nations. He banned GMO foods, man. As a brother, you want making a point. Why America ain't banning GMOs, man? Your boy, BG, the original hot boy, talking about selling artificial eggs, man. They done passed the bill to sell us cloned chicken, and they've been selling it. Taking sales from real beef, from real cows and chickens and turkeys, and putting them in a bioreactor to give you lab grown meat, man. Jake won about how can we as black people stop them from rewriting our history when this nigga want to track you, man. Your carbon footprint, man. Trying to conditioning you through gradualism to take the micro seal by making everything digital, man. But these niggas talking about how can they stop the so-called white man from rewriting history, from rewriting black history when they control the earth? Who face on the money? Yeah, I wish I told you, Matthew 22, man. Who face on the money? Who make the laws? How you gonna stop somebody from rewriting your history when they control the money and they make policy? They pass the bills. Ricky Smiley, these dumb niggas and Brat who on his show with her rainbow sliding ass. How you gonna stop the so-called white man who control the entire planet from rewriting your history? And furthermore, your history is not Africa. It's not black. It's Hebrew Israelites. I just wanted to make some points, man. Just thinking about this, just listening to these dumb niggas, man. That's why the Lord got to kill 2/3 of our people, man. Because they some slow-bellied, dumb niggas, man. Real black niggas, man. They got to go. They got to be removed, man. Anyway. These niggas trying to figure out a way to stop the white man from rewriting our history. Cause everybody in the uproar about the article that came that I did listen on the other day, talking about how some blacks benefited from slavery. What? Talking about from free labor? How he benefited? But it's cool. We know now, when you read Ecclesiastes 17 and 18, it said the Lord nourished us with discipline, man. Oh, let's get this. See, they don't know. But Yahweh Shah said, what is that? Oh, let's read this real quick. Matthew is 11:25, I think it is. That's why Yahweh Shah said this, man. The 2/3 don't know, and it's not for them to get it, man. It ain't for them. This is Matthew 11:25. At that time, Yahweh Shah answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent and has revealed them unto babes, man. The only ones that's gonna know what's really going on the earth is the hopeful elect, the remnant, man. Everybody else is following African American studies and they bugged out following the ways of the so-called white man. But the Lord have reconditioned, has transformed our mind, man, to the truth, to know what's real. Going back to the word fun, right? The word fun, as Apostle Gabar brought it out, the Greek and Latin divertimento, right? Which is to divert your mind from the truth, man. Okay? So now everybody want to follow African American studies and garbage, man. Yeah, this where we at, man. And just that quick, I forgot the precept I was going to get. I was thinking another precept. Just thinking about how Jake is bugged out, man, and they are really trying to find ways. Like we talk about them that control the earth. They control all the resources. Their face is on the money, man. How can you? And, but this is they all paid off for the elites, man. To have people, that's a distraction, man. How can we as black people stop them from rewriting our history? This is a distraction, man. This is something to keep Jake clinging on to white supremacy, man. Yeah, still trying to figure out a way to get equal opportunity in America. There is no equal opportunity here, man. Their own people don't even have generational wealth and white privilege anymore. Only the elites have that, man. But you got these Jakes that's really trying to push. Like, what can we do? It ain't nothing you can do. Micah 2 and 10 say, this is not our rest, man. It will destroy us. But you got those in Isaiah 36 and 6 that say they let's read, let's close with that, man. Let's close with that. Isaiah 36 and 6. It reads, Lo, thy trusting in the staff of this broken reed, America is broken. On Egypt, because we got a pyramid on the back of your dollar. Wherefore, if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. Our people, they have trimmed their way to seek love from the so-called white man. So now they're saying, man, they done gave us this much. When they going to fix our history? They ain't going to fix it. And they ain't gave you nothing. This is them. Jake want to cleave to something. He gave us this much. When you going to fix our history? They ain't going to fix it. According to the so-called white man, you so-called Negroes is Canaanites. You black African Americans. How can we be named after two continents, which both are named after two Edomites, so-called white people? Africa is named after Amerigo Vespucci. You can look his name up. Asia was named after his brother. Asia, it would name it Asiaticus. Okay? America's named after Amerigo Vespucci. Christopher Columbus never came to America, you slow belly niggas. But that's what they told you in school, that Christopher Columbus came to America. He never came here. That's a lie. So America is named after Italian map maker Amerigo Vespucci. Africa named after a Edomite, so-called white man, um, Leo Scipio's Africanus. So how the hell could we be named after two so-called white people, two different continents, and you niggas still believe that today? African American, which were created by two so-called white people. You peoples is stupid, and the Lord gonna kill you. You got oh. Let's get this. Hosea. I must be allowed to read this. Hosea 4:6. How can we, as black people, stop them from rewriting our history? You stupid, slow-bellied, dumb niggas. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because thou has rejected knowledge. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear lies. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, thy God. I will also forget thy children. As they were increased, so they sin against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. Whatever you glorify in now, is it African American studies? Is it chasing the bag? The Lord going to change your glory into shame. Closing precept, Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 4:22. It reads, for my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children. Sottish means stupid, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. So Jake want to find equal opportunity here in America, and you will never be equal the so-called white man in America. You can forget it. That'll never happen. Closing precept, Micah 2:10, and it reads, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. And to tell you in Sirach 12:10, never trust thine enemy, man. But two-thirds of Jake, what? I gotta get this. They have trimmed their way to seek love, the so-called white man. This is what they have done. Isaiah 28:14, it reads, wherefore hear the word of Yahweh, ye scornful men, that rulest people which is in Jerusalem. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge. They believe African American studies. For we have made lies our refuge, and on the falsehood how we hid ourselves. Now, before I close, I was looking up these guys these two Edomites that created African American studies. And they was giving me, they told me Carter Woodson, and if you type it in, they gonna give you a whole bunch of Jakes that allegedly founded African American studies. They gave me like 3, 4 different Jakes that came up with African American studies. Okay? If you don't type in the right things on Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever you're using, they're gonna give you some garbage. As a matter of fact, let me show you this. Now I showed you the two Edomites real quick. Let me show you this. Let me pull this up. Bear with me here. Now I pulled up on. Let me do this. If you type in, let me show you something before I close. If you type in founder of African Americans, hold on, American Studies. Let me show you what they're gonna do. These devils are something else. So let me show you this. Come back to me. Show what Esau do if you don't word it right, if you don't type in the right thing. Let me show what these bastards will do to you, man. And they'll send you down a deep rabbit hole. Look at this. So I typed in founder of African American Studies. Look what they give me. Nathan Hare, a sociology professor at San Francisco State University, created what was known as a conceptual proposal for Black studies. January 13, 1969. Hold on. Here's more. Carter G. Woodson. Look, African American Studies and Key Concepts. They say Nathan Hare. Let me show you. If you don't type in the right thing, these devils will send you down a damn rabbit hole. Hold on. The origin, look at this. The origin of African American Studies. Okay? And every time I click, and I clicked on all of these, and they was giving me different Jake names. Look, one of them said W.E.B. Du Bois. Here's another one. Dolores P. Aldrich. History, African American Studies. They gave me different names of Jakes. And Jake ain't come up with none of this, man. This is how Esau would play with you, man. That's why when you look up words, that's what the apostles say. Go look up these words, man. You can go look up a word and the average person will run with the first meaning. No, man. You got to scroll. That's why you got to go to the etymology. Here is the guy that created African American Studies, Melville J. Hersovitz. Hold on. Let's get the other one. But they gave me a whole bunch of Jakes because I wasn't typing in the right thing. I forgot about typing in the fathers of African American Studies. Here's the other one. Herbert. I don't know his last name. I ain't trying to pronounce it. Edomites. Small hats, man. Okay? Well, these niggas tell me how can we, as black people, stop them from rewriting our history? You can't. The Lord gave them the earth to rule in wickedness. Didn't the Lord say in Deuteronomy 28? Let's close with that. In Deuteronomy 28, let's close with that. In Deuteronomy 28 and 48, what did the Lord say? Remember the word rudiments, right? In Colossians 2 and 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceits, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach. Where you don't get the rudiments from? The so-called white man. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Let's close with this. The rudiments of the world, which mean foundations, fundamentals, essentials, first principles, ABCs. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shall thou, let's read 47. Gotta read 47. Because thou servest not Yahweh thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee. In what, Lord? In hunger, food, and in thirst, water, and in nakedness, clothes, and in the want of all things, food, transportation, housing, work, schooling. And what else, Lord? And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he had destroyed thee. Also, this nakedness represents you being spiritually clothed. Let's prove it. Revelation 16 and 15. This ain't you talking about. This is a twofold verse when they say, and in nakedness. Literally naked, spiritually naked. Because we got to get our food, clothes, and water, transportation, housing, school, and work from where? The so-called white man. Revelation 16 and 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. In this walking naked, when you read Revelation 11:8, when it say, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is called spiritually Egypt and Sodom, we were spiritually dead. Proverbs 21:16. He that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. We didn't have the truth, but now the Lord have girded our mind with these spiritual garments, man. But we had to go to the Esau, Edom, so-called white man for everything, man. White supremalized. We have been white supremalized, man. But the Lord woke up the remnant and transformed their minds, man. Re-educated. We have been brainwashed through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. So these niggas talking about how can we as black people stop them from rewriting our history. You can't. Our history is what thus saith the Lord is. What thus saith the Lord say it is, man. Which is His truth. Our customs, our lineage, our heritage, our inheritance. Rehearsing the righteous acts of Yahweh Shema Shai. Eighth, the opportunity in. Gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Bahashim Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and other bishops and elders of Ray Millstone, who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders over all of Israel, whether accepted or not. In a sincere salutation to all the occupant pushing this truth and believing this truth of the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shed light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the walk who are listening and learning. You few sisters who are listening and learning. Again, through opportunity in, may Yahweh Shema Shai continue to bless you in your houses. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Throughout for the precepts. Shalom, wa, ba, ba, ba.